This is Ludwig, one of YouTube's biggest personalities. But what if I told you he is also a cheater? See, Ludwig has a formula to boost views on all his videos, and I'm here to expose that shit. I'm Joey Greco, and he's a middle-aged man that's a little too close to his secretary.
One day I was gonna find out the truth.
I'm Magnus Carlsen, and he's Hans Niemann. But I got the plug. Look, if I'm wrong, you can comment and call me a clown. You can subscribe and then immediately unsubscribe to mess with my mental state. But I bet you won't. Why do people get addicted to gambling?
Dinner's ready.
It's all about stakes, baby. And it's also a retention hack to keep people invested. And Ludwig doesn't even try to hide it. Look at this screenshot from 4 years ago. 9 out of the 12 videos have some type of stakes in them. This video here literally just says high stakes in it. And as his channel grew, the stakes continued to get higher and higher. A perfect example of this progression would be his series where he lets his stream buy anything off Amazon. If a $200 budget brought in 100K views, what would a $300 budget bring in? What about $1,000?
You gotta spend money to make money.
This is the exact same concept we saw in the subathon. The greater the stakes, the more the audience will become invested. And it doesn't require money to work. People just want to see the risk and the reward. They want to see pain. Hey, this shit is raw. And it's raw talent that ends up shining through at the end of the day. Probably one of the toughest pills to swallow about Ludwig's content is he's just generally funny. He has good charisma on camera, he's pretty witty with his jokes, and he is a great storyteller. These traits generally take years to develop. Some kids develop these talents through theater, stand-up comedy, or improv, and unfortunately for me, I've done none of these. So how could someone like myself or any of you become instantly more charismatic in one day? Yeah, it's basically impossible.
Nice
but
shot.
just script your jokes in advance and try your best to talk to the camera like it's a human. Getting rid of that fake camera voice was one of the biggest hurdles for me. Pro tip, I put a picture of Grammy-winning rapper Chamillionaire next to my camera to make things feel more natural when recording. And as a simple reminder that you in the presence of a player. Now all my Chameleon heads out there, make sure to leave a like on this video. Is it any coincidence that QTCinderella's boyfriend started to see a lot more views when they started dating? I don't think so. I'm not gonna go into Ludwig and QTCinderella's relationship because that's really none of my business, but it does seem like videos with both of them in it massively overperform. Now, this may be the toughest part of the formula to accomplish because finding a genuine relationship takes time. It takes internal development, finding someone who makes you a better version of yourself. Love is a beautiful thing that can also be farmed for content. Content times stakes divided by love interest. That's the formula. Now, can this work for anybody? Look, if I'm wrong, you can comment and call me a clown.
We are out here cooking steaks in the cold just for a stupid joke.
This shit is raw.
Get me up
Here.
Can I see that back?
I think it could. So here's my response to you, Ludwig. Fuck you. Fuck you for mastering YouTube. And fuck you to everyone who subscribed to me in January because I had to run a mile for every subscriber gain. You can watch that video right here.